It's not something that I thought about until February 14th of 2018. I didn't realize that, especially as a Black woman, um, me even stepping out of my house is a constant risk factor that is exacerbated by the amount of guns that we have in this country and the people that we allow to have them without any sort of background check, without any sort of vetting process. You can literally go to Walmart and buy a gun, and that doesn't make any sense. Um, and even more so, I realized that not only is my life in danger, but politicians legitimately don't care about that. That doesn't matter to them because they, live at the top of some hill and they're living these nice lives and they feel like they're shielded from it. And what we learn when we see these mass shootings and when we see these suicide deaths in suburban communities is that they're not far from it at all. As easy as it is for me to be put in a situation where I could lose my life is just as easy as any other kid in this climate to lose their life. So there's nothing that I would rather be doing than promoting peace, if anything, to save my own life, but even more so to save the lives of everyone in this country and in the world.
I think we're starting to see more and more of a bipartisan conversation around this. And as part of this plan, we hope to get any presidential candidate, including an incumbent president like Donald Trump, to support it if they do, because it is an audacious plan.
This peace plan is our living, breathing proof that there is change. This wasn't just March for Our Lives. The peace plan came out of the blood, sweat, and tears of grassroots activists from all over the country, people who are having to deal with everyday gun violence, people who are part of gun violence intervention programs, policymakers, real game changers in the conversation around gun violence prevention. And so this is the start of something that could potentially be really huge if the people in power take it seriously.
We believe that this plan is implemented, we can reduce gun deaths over the next decade by 50%, saving about 200,000 lives, right? And to those that stand in our way and say that's never going to work, what I would ask them is prove us wrong. If you look back at American history when we faced major times of adversity and challenge, it's never one political party that has ever solved our problems. It's movements in the American people that change culture and demand change. If you look back at the civil rights movement in the early 1960s, they would have said the same thing and said, there's no political appetite for a voting rights act. There's no political appetite for a civil rights act. There is no political appetite to end Jim Crow, right? And what leaders do, true political leaders, and ones that are great American leaders throughout American history, is they listen to the American people and know and act not based off of polls, but with courage for what they know is best for the country.
We're setting audacious goals. We're setting goals so that we can push this conversation farther than it ever has and farther than any lawmaker has ever had the courage to.
Even if you don't believe that there's a political appetite for an assault weapons ban, I guarantee you there's more than a political appetite for peace.